Hey everybody, welcome back to the Heel Monster Rides. So on my initial video about my Interceptor 650, I was talking about how I was always bashing my shins on the foot pegs, but I had adjusted them back, being that I have the Tec adjustable whole foot control setup that came with the bike, but it wasn't like a complete solution. So what I did was I ordered some 40 millimeter adjustment pegs that go with these. They specifically have to go with the Tec foot controls. And I'm gonna turn the camera around and we're gonna look at the bike with the 20 millimeter on. And then I'll show you the 40 millimeter. We're gonna get those on today. All right, so there is the 20 millimeter length that's adjustable in 8 positions all the way around the clock. Originally, when I picked up the bike, they were somewhere out here. I adjusted them to being up. Yeah, it's dirty. Somewhat up and more or less straight back. Now, look here. Let's see. Helps if I can hold the package so you can read it. Anyway, there's the Tec Bike Parts foot peg linker 40 millimeter adjustment link, and I ordered these from Baxter Cycle. And look how much more adjustment that's gonna helps if I drop them. Anyway, look how much more adjustment that's gonna offer. I'm hoping that that'll allow me to get my foot out in front of the peg more and not have to go to rear sets, but I may end up going to using rear sets anyway. So let's see. Now, I like to use a ratchet with a Allen key on it, and in order to do this particular operation here, you're going to need a 5 millimeter Allen head, and inside this foot peg's hard to see, but that's a 6 millimeter, and I believe that's a 6 millimeter too. I might end up having to move this particular brake peg back a bit, so we'll see. We'll get those on today and go take a test ride. One part that I forgot to mention is this operation goes a lot easier if you use the 6 millimeter Allen head to remove the peg first. Then it's a lot easier to get to this particular bolt when you're using this kind of setup. If you're just using Allen keys, it's not that big a deal, but if you're using a wrench with these Allen head attachments, it's a lot easier if you take off the peg first and then adjust the arm. So let's set up the camera and see if I can capture me doing this with both arms. Alright, so sure that's this is gonna be tough, but I think I can get this in there. Yep, there we go. Just needed to loosen it. Not quite. It's a long bolt. Be a good thing since it's carrying your legs weight. You're putting weight into it. That's not actually that long. It's only like an inch long. There's the peg. Oh, well, this will still help. So now we switch to our 5 millimeter, Give that a quick. There we go. So we pull that one off. Put the new one on. See. Out. See. Get this in so we can at least. Oops. I want that down. Yes, it's going to be there. Hand tighten that real quick. I should torque these down, but for now, this is going to be. This is going to be good just to double check it. And here, now you can see, you know, the extra distance on that. Right, foot peg. Put that there. Still about the right angle. Swap to our, back to our 6. That in there. Hope y'all can see this still. Okay. I'm just gonna make that nice and snug. And I'm gonna switch back to this guy. Now I actually have a lot more room to get this tight. Okay, that's just nice and snug. Still can bend out of the way. I think that's going to give me more room for my foot to go in front of it and be a little bit more rear set like, but you know, without having to eliminate the possibility of using the Hitchcock's adapter plate so that I can move the passenger peg down to a little bit more comfortable position. Now I'm probably going to have to move, since this moved back, but the brake was actually pretty comfortable. I moved this back 20 millimeters. I think I'm going to move this one back here. Let's see, that's one size. I believe this is a 6. So we're going to spin that out. And hopefully I'm getting this here. Just move it back a peg. And what I might do is I might end up going and getting some plugs for those holes so it kind of looks a little neater. There we go. Nice and snug. Yeah, there we go. All right, now I'm going to get the other side and we'll go for a test ride. Okay, I moved the bike around so you can hopefully see this a little bit better. I forgot to mention that the bolt for the shifter peg is not through this side. It's actually holding it on from this side. So as long as you can hold this, you can either turn the peg or you can just hold the peg and kind of undo. It's a 4 millimeter Allen bolt on this other side here, and this is a bit tight to get a ratchet in, so you might want to just go ahead and go with a regular metric Allen key for that one. But I did move it back one hole. There is no third hole for the shifter peg, but I did get on and check it for distance, and even though I'm in my sandals, I was able to shift, no sweat. So with my boots on, that shouldn't be an issue. And I took off the electrical tape that the previous owner had put on this knurled peg because he didn't want it messing up his boot. What I might do, I still have a spare leather cable holder that's kind of like self-sticky from Trip Machine, and I might just wrap that around here so I have kind of a black leather covered shifter peg. That might actually work pretty nice. But now I have semi rear sets. Hopefully this works out, and if it doesn't, no biggie. I'll just end up going, you know, removing all of this and end up going with rear sets. I'm trying to think of the name of the company that I'm thinking of going with. I wasn't necessarily going to get the GT rear sets. There's a little nicer set out there. I'll probably put the link in the description, see if anybody has any experience with those. If they, I think it's called Sato Racing, actually. They seem to be just a much more quality CNC machined, particular like billet rear set that's a little pricey, but probably worth it in the long run if I end up having to go that direction. But I honestly, so I got on the bike in my shorts and sandals, like to make this an extra good test. And I can, from here, from my leg position from the seat, I can pretty easily get my foot in front, you know, if I need to do some just kind of walking of the bike around. I think it's gonna be much easier at stoplights. I don't have to get my foot behind the peg anymore, which is where I was bashing my shin when it was either out here or, you know, more or less, I think it was about here. This seems to be a bit better. I can actually, it's given me just enough room to get my foot down and, or my calf down in front of it. But yeah, hopefully this pans out.
And so the verdict is outstanding success. Actually, I really love this foot peg position that I've put it in, that kind of rear set position. Now granted, it's only about halfway back to what maybe a GT650 foot peg position would be like, but what it allows me to do is to get my legs out in front of the pegs when I'm at an intersection or moving the bike around the yard. If I happen to back my calf into the peg folds back, so there's no real physical conflict between my leg and the pegs, like there was when I was having to put my legs behind the pegs when I would be standing on the bike, or you know, like standing still on the bike with my feet down. I think this is a massive improvement to the 650 Interceptor if you happen to be a medium to shorter rider and you are finding that you suffer from the common shin bashing issue with the foot pegs. Now this will require you to purchase the Tec Bike Parts full setup for the foot controls, but it's not really a bank-breaking investment. I think it's well worth it to get much better quality foot controls, and I think you'll really enjoy them. So thanks everybody, we'll see you next time. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It sure helps out my channel get seen, and we'll see you next time.